Welcome back. Now, Nic Kohler joined Hollard around 1997 as General Manager of Hollard Insurance, then became Director of Short-Term and Life Companies, and he's credited with reinvigorating the Hollard brand. Innovation has meant partnering with football companies like Kaizer Chiefs. Today, the company has expanded its reach into new markets like India, Australia and Pakistan. So telling us the secrets of the trade is Nic Kohler, the CEO of Hollard, our Captain of Industry tonight. Kaizer Chiefs. I mean, of all footballing teams, Kaizer Chiefs.
Lerato.
Kaizer Chiefs.
We're very proud of our association with Kaizer Chiefs, and actually it's been a fantastic partnership. It, I believe, is the first partnership between a sports club and an insurance company in South Africa. It's been an exciting journey. The Kaizer Chiefs outfit is an entrepreneurial business, really, much like Hollard Insurance is a family-owned business, and we have found that we have a common set of values, that we work well together, that we are most of the time both winning teams, and it's been a tremendous growth experience, I think, for both organizations, and I think there's a tremendous future for that partnership.
You know, I think I should end this interview right here, right now, as an Orlando Pirates supporter. But
we all have our problems, Lerato.
But let's talk about innovation in that sense, because I asked you before the break to tell me the South Africa you see from your lens, your vantage point. You spoke about a country of great and tremendous opportunities, a country that's growing, a country that's moving into non-traditional industries, and you want to be able to play a part across the spectrum. So Kaizer Chiefs means tapping into something that's quite visceral for us, football and the #1 football team, obviously. What else? Where else are you going to be playing a role?
Well, we play really in all product categories across both the life insurance industry and the short-term insurance industry. We do plan to expand our presence significantly in certain areas. In the short-term insurance side, we plan to expand our presence in the corporate broker and corporate insurance market over the next year. I think there are tremendous opportunities for, in that space that we have not yet got involved with or tapped into. And on the life side, or life and investment side, we have a very small but successful investment business, and we'd like to shake things up a little bit in that market by getting significantly more involved in the investment space. That's, of course, in South Africa, and we're doing some things in other international markets as well that I'm very excited about. China, for example, India, Pakistan, all markets actually that have some parallels with South Africa in terms of the society and the challenges and so on, and that present tremendous opportunities.
I mean, I'm simplifying it, but my understanding of actuaries is you take a look at society, the sociology of society, you calculate the pervasive risks in the society, you make estimations as to what the population size would be, how many people would be alive, what would be facets to improve on lifestyle, etc., and then you devise products around that. So when I asked you the question about what is the South Africa you see, it's essentially that, because we're told that people are getting poorer, people are getting sicker with regards to HIV and AIDS, people are becoming more vulnerable with regards to slowed growth and unemployment, and many people would say the picture looks bleak going forward.
I think that there is the potential for the picture to be bleak, but that's only if we all stand by and watch things happen and not try to contribute and not try to do anything about it. And that's not the South Africa that I know. It's not the South Africa that I know that in terms of government. It's not the South Africa that I know in terms of society or business. And I think that we all have a responsibility and an opportunity to think about how we, with our particular skills and our resources that are available to us, can contribute. And I think that we are slowly getting on top of, for example, the HIV epidemic in this country. I believe that we will spread the benefits of economic growth more broadly over time. I know that there have been significant service delivery challenges in this country, but I think there have also been enormous wins in terms of the number of people who have a better life now as a result of access to electricity and access to clean water. And whilst we have had some major setbacks on the unemployment or
Right.
on the employment side over the last couple of years as a result of the environment.
Right.
I think that, for example, the initiative by government in developing the National Development Plan and calling on society and business to get involved in that is a fantastic platform for overcoming those sorts of challenges as well. And if I may, Lerato, as an example, where business can get involved, Hollard has been one of the founding members of a very exciting initiative called Harambee, which is aimed at the 18 to 24-year-old youth segment, two-thirds of whom are not employed currently, who are first-time job seekers. They've never had the opportunity for full-time employment before. What Harambee does is they provide those young people with intensive training in terms of the skills that they need to be successful in the workplace, and then they place them in permanent employment in one of the participating companies. And we are a participating company as a founder of Harambee. We've had our first intake of graduates from Harambee, and we've been very excited by the enthusiasm, the quality, the commitment, the skills that are available that just needed the right mechanism, just needed the right people to provide the opportunity for them to actually fulfill their potential in life. And so we all have those opportunities, we all have that responsibility to make sure that the capitalism as we know it and knew it is going to evolve into a more responsible, more human form of capitalism in the future.
Insurance-wise, what's going to be the game changer? Because you've also got to direct the business towards some of the solutions to the problems that we've articulated.
I think the game changer in insurance in this market is going to be providing access to the emerging market to products that truly meet the needs of customers in that segment, that address the fact that, for example, the average customer in that segment doesn't neatly box the financial instruments into short-term insurance or life insurance or banking or lending, but actually sees the flow of money in and out as a single concept, and is looking for companies to provide solutions that meet their understanding of how to manage their financial affairs. I think we underestimate how sophisticated the bottom of the pyramid, so to speak, is. And I think the game changer is going to be the ability to provide products that meet those needs, that respond to the level of sophistication that will surprise most of us, and that will actually then play a role in helping those people to lift themselves out of the poverty trap. Because one of the issues that the bottom of the pyramid deals with is no matter how much progress they make, they always face vulnerability. They always face the risk that they're going to be set back through the loss of a breadwinner, through a fire, through a flood, etc. And it's an opportunity that we have as an industry, and both in order to make a difference in their lives, but also as to build an interesting business to respond to that.
Let's move this along. Your most humbling experience as CEO, you often tell the story of how you had to stand in for a receptionist. That's a big jump from executive office to reception.
Well, I volunteered to stand in for a receptionist because I wanted to see what it was like to be on the front line. The mistake I made was to think that it was going to be easy, that somehow the job of a receptionist was a mundane and routine job, because I very soon found out that customers come in all shapes and sizes and come with all sorts of different attitudes, and I ended up within a few minutes of having sat behind the reception desk face to face with a very disgruntled customer who really tested my ability to empathize, connect, think on my feet, and I developed a real appreciation for the role that all our people play in Hollard. I mean, each and every person in Hollard has an important role to play, and every role is challenging in a different kind of way, and it's a mistake for us to think that because we sit in the executive suite and that someone else sits in the call center or at reception, that they somehow have an easy or uncomplicated
Did you say
job.
to that customer, sorry, I'm the CEO, I'm just standing in today?
No, I thought that I would probably embarrass myself by my lack of ability to respond appropriately. So I played along and I did the best that I could, but I learned a tremendous amount from that experience.
Okay, so that was a humbling experience for you. What do you think is the mark of a good leader from just some of those experiences?
I think the mark of a good leader starts with humility. The ability to, I think, stand in other people's shoes, to see things through their perspective, to remember that everybody that we're dealing with is an individual that has dignity and that needs to be respected, and to bring everybody along behind a vision that respects their individual roles in achieving that vision, whether it's by sitting behind the reception desk or by building a system that is going to help us to tap into a new market. And to then make sure that when we achieve remarkable things, that the role that everyone has played has been recognized, and that credit goes where it's due.
Are those lessons you learned through your journey in business, or that's a mindset that was drummed into you? That's something that your mother always said to you: respect all people, be humble at all times.
I definitely think that is part of my upbringing, and I would credit my mum and dad with sharing that perspective with me. But I think there's also been a business leader that stands out for me, that has been an inspiration for me, and that is Brunt Pretorius. I think he's a man of incredible humility, incredible integrity. Through very tough times, Brunt kept his integrity intact. He led the company that he was in charge of at the time through crises and into success. And all of that time remained the most humble, most engaging, most empathetic person that I've ever met in an executive position. And he continues to this day in the various sort of non-executive roles he plays to be an inspiration to me.
Right, I want you to finish this sentence for me. I am Nic Kohler, CEO of Hollard, and in the future I will?
In the future, I will make a difference in the lives of ordinary South Africans, both through the business that we do at Hollard and in the activities that I get involved with outside of the work environment.
Thank you so much for being with us tonight. Nic Kohler, the CEO of Hollard, our captain of industry. He took over the job 2008 in the middle of a recession, had to navigate his way through uncharted waters. Says he did it with the support of a team that was working in tandem with the broader ideals of the company. He values humility in his leadership, and he values independent thinking in the company, innovation as well. Very bullish and optimistic about South Africa that he sees as a country growing, a bona fide emerging market economy with people who are dynamic and want a better future, and he wants to play a part in that. Nic Kohler, our captain of industry tonight.